That was it means that the...
Never understood if it's,
Right.
then you vote on the regular resolution, that's correct.
Counselor Pierce?
Aye.
Counselor Ridgway?
Aye.
Counselor Smart?
Aye.
Counselor Warner?
Aye.
Supervisor Rose?
Aye. Okay, on the original resolution, move to purchase Charles F. Nessel property subject to the terms of the contract of sale agreement previously approved. There was a motion by me, seconded by Mr. Pierce. Any further comment on that? Okay, Barbie, poll the council.
Counselor Pierce?
Aye.
Counselor Ridgway?
No.
Counselor Smart?
Aye.
Counselor Warner?
Aye.
Supervisor Rose?
Aye. Next resolution, 95-62, authorization to get specs on new grade-all. Move to authorize the highway superintendent to develop specs on a new grade-all. I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Discussion.
Okay. Discussion, Jess?
Well, yes, we're going to have an amendment, because I'd like to see it put in there, or equal. You're specifying a brand name, and if somebody can't meet their specs,
Grade-all is a brand name.
Grade-all is a
Okay,
brand
I wasn't
name.
aware of that. I don't know if anybody else was, but I thought...
grade all or equal. And there's 2 or 3 others out there that are equal. Bob mentioned them Tuesday night, that's when
Okay, grade-all is a brand name. What is
Grade-all.
the actual piece of equipment?
well,
Grade-all.
you got grade-all, you got Bantam, you got,
Bob calls it a grade all so much, I didn't know if it had another name.
well, most everybody calls them grade-alls, but there was...
Isn't that generic? It's generic without, if you
It's
put
like
a,
a Kleenex,
if you put a small G,
Kleenex, but it's also a
if we
brand.
put a small G on this, it would mean it was generic, and then we could,
Well,
bid it.
I could live with that.
I think rather than
Because-
capitalize it, if that would be the brand name, but the small G would indicate that it was a generic term for that type of equipment.
Or-
Will you agree with that, Alan?
No, sir. If you spell Kleenex with a small K, you're going to get sued.
You're going to get clean. Yeah, I tend to think the same, and I think maybe Jesse is right in his first assumption here that maybe we should specify
That's probably
comparable.
true, too, but it is generic.
Yeah, we can add or comparable on
You know, 3 or 4 that he mentioned the other night that would basically do the same job.
Okay. Okay. Well, then let's vote on an amendment to that then, to read or comparable at the end. Move to authorize the highway superintendent to develop specs on a new grade-all or comparable piece of equipment. Say?
I guess.
Well, or you made the motion, I seconded it. If you want to add that, I'll consider it a friendly amendment, and
You don't have
still,
to.
Okay.
we don't have to vote on it.
Okay. Barbie, poll the council.
Counselor Pierce?
Aye.
Counselor Ridgway?
Aye.
Counselor Smart?
Aye.
Counselor Warner?
Aye.
Supervisor Rose?
Aye. New business. Does anyone on this board have any new business?
You know, well, it got brought up the other night and didn't get put on here, but he'd also like to, he has a truck we got to discuss he wants to replace.
Snow truck. Paul.
Just, he asked me afterwards if he wanted to put great specs for both of them, and he said that we'd just do one at a time, so I thought we'd
Yeah,
say that.
well, that's something we got a month to
We gotta
think
look at
about,
it.
we can talk with the highway superintendent about,
Okay.
and look at what truck it is.
It's your favorite one, Jess.
Yeah.
Okay, any other new business? Okay, petitions. Are there any petitions? We did receive one tonight. Does anyone else have a petition? No? Okay, I'm opening the floor now for public comment. Dominic?
Several months ago, I brought to the board a petition concerning Kingdom Road.
Hmm?
The speed limit, the change of the signs and everything else. Has there been anything done on it?
It certainly has. We sent it on to the state, and we're waiting to hear from them. Sometimes they take a while to get back to us, but it's all been filed. We did our part.
Because I want to get, well, not me, but I think, since I am acting as a representative of the people of Kingdom Road, because I brought the petition in, or you could have had all 55 houses in here, or better. But we would like to know what is going on.
I did read the report at a meeting or two ago, I believe. You know, you probably weren't here.
I
but-
wasn't here, I was probably like everybody else, either gone to Florida or gone someplace.
Okay, well,
The state is-
that's the only way you're gonna find out, because we don't send letters out or anything like that, so you have to be at a meeting to find out, but if
Okay,
it...
but I would like to have a representative of the town board at least get in touch with me. I mean, I get in touch with you people,
To do what? To tell you we sent the letter in?
no, to let me know what, keep me abreast of what's going on.
Well, if we get a favorable response from the state, you're gonna see the changes in your neighborhood as it happens, and we will be telling you at the meeting here.
I mean, even the school, those Swiggle school buses that are coming down now, I know they're exceeding the speed limit, so I'm gonna have to contact their transportation supervisor. But, I'd like to see this, traffic, knocked down a little bit. And this lady over here wanted her store. I mean, there's an awful lot of traffic, and I'm just afraid that you talk about your insurance policy, well, just hope and pray to God that none of the kids get hurt. Because you've already been forewarned. And I don't care how you do it, you put up signs up there. To heck with the state, to heck with the county, put them up there, you gotta protect your children. Protect these kids, they're talking about the playground, you're talking about this, you're talking about that. Then let's start protecting somebody, the kids. And I'm concerned about my kids on Kingdom Road.
We followed through with your request, and we can't do any more than that. You know, the state makes the final decision.
Yeah, they don't give us updates, you hear nothing until they just give you an answer.
Okay, would you
There's
pull me
nothing
in on who
between.
you sent it to?
The State Department of Transportation.
Which way, Syracuse, Albany?
Well, it goes to Syracuse, and then it goes to Albany from there. I'm not sure all the channels it goes through, but, it went to the proper people.
Ours goes to the county. We have to send it to the county.
Well, yeah, the county first, and then it goes to the DOT.
Okay, what I will do personally is I'll contact the county, find out what they done with it.
Well, they sent it on to the state, because we did get notified by the state that they have it in their hands and that they will be working on it, and they will let us know. So it's been through all the process, we just have to wait for the state to act.
Okay.
Okay.
So I can say something else, but you won't let me talk anymore.
Yes.
Actually, I didn't say what, I thought about the petition, about the zoning. Now, when will you decide anything on that zone? Will you notify anybody on it?
Well, we don't send out notices to anybody, we just do it at our meetings, they'll be covered by the press and so on, but, it won't be tonight, we'll do it at a future meeting, and I'm not sure when.
Will it be in the paper that it was voted down or anything like that? Or-
Well, yeah, when the meeting occurs, whatever we vote on it, I'm sure the press will cover it, and it'll be notified in the paper. Feel free to call if you want and ask Barb, our town clerk, periodically if any action's been taken, if you're not sure, but she can tell you.
But we have to address secret before we can
Right.
vote on the zone
Right, there's
change.
things that have to be done, the study and so on.
I understand that.
Right.
It don't have to be, discussed and everything else to decide. But I just wondered if there was any way, that we would know about it.
Yeah, that's how you'll find out, in the newspaper, or if you attend the meeting, one of the two. Or you can call the town clerk periodically and ask.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Colleen?
I just wanted to bring up a point of information about hazardous waste. I don't know if a lot of people are aware of it, but there was a thing by the state saying that they felt that old apple orchards should be declared hazardous waste sites because of the pesticides that were used on them. And there are people arguing right now to get these apple orchards put on hazardous waste sites. So I just wanted to share that with everyone.
It shows you the magnitude of the pollutants that we have everywhere around us. No?
Well, we find out that I'm kind of particular about that end of Volney. I guess it's a comment that the mayor made about the town of Volney does not care what it will cost to protect the water supply. You jumped ahead of me. They've drilled wells on apple orchards. I've seen thousands of gallons of spray sprayed on there, and that spray wouldn't ever pass today, I can tell you that. They pump it through 3 miles of pipeline. The pipe is made of asbestos. I think they ought to worry about their water supply.
Alan?
Alan Kester, speaking of City of Fulton, speaking of newspapers, I read an interesting newspaper thing the other day, but I remember when everybody was talking about Miller Brewery in Fulton, and Miller Brewery in Fulton this, and Miller Brewery in Fulton that, and Miller Brewery in Fulton closes, and the Miller Brewery in Fulton gives this money to people, and, pardon?
Quit saying Miller Brewery in Fulton.
Well, I'm just telling you what I read in the newspaper. I'm just telling you what I read in the newspaper. And then a couple of weeks ago, there was an announcement, a newspaper article, that Miller Brewing Company has reached an out-of-court settlement with some individuals who had sued them for various grievances, and all of a sudden, Miller Brewery is in Volney. It said Volney in there 3 times, and I don't think it mentioned the Miller Brewery in Fulton. And I laughed a little bit, but it's kind of, I don't know. It just, we get, when the news is bad, we're the messenger. Just a comment.
Thank you.
Mary Ann Seymour, I just wonder how or if ever, the town of Volney and the city of Fulton people are going to work together. If you have people that are going to pick apart everything they see in the paper, Volney said this, Fulton said that. Let's forget about the whole stuff and try to work together for a change.
Thank you. Anybody else? Charlie?
Fairly smart so far. Well, since you mentioned it, back a few years ago there was contamination of the city wells. And that was traced more or less to contamination in the groundwater from Miller Brewing. Now, at that point, the city of Fulton hooked into the Owens Road Water District. There's never been any formal authorization for that by the town. The health and welfare of the community was threatened. It was just done. The water was hooked up, and water is received even today from the town of Volney sources at no cost, no benefit, no profit to the town of Volney to supply drinking water. So there has been cooperation. I would hope that we can in time get this all behind us and there can be proper cooperation again, but as it stands now, we still have a problem. Give you an example. Nobody is suggesting that the town of Volney should give up Armstrong. Armstrong's been in town for a long time, provides jobs, pays taxes to the town of Volney. It's assessed at $4.5 million. Now, we've been suggested to us that the mall is not that big a deal. It's assessed at $10.5 million. That's $6 million more than Armstrong. And even with a pilot agreement, which for 5 years cuts its assessment in half in real value in terms of taxes we get, it's still $5.25 million, which again is more than Armstrong. And that's where the problem lies.
Any other public comment? Okay, hearing none. Future meetings, bill signing and agenda preparation, April 4th. Our regular town board meeting will be scheduled for April 6th.
Is this
Oh,
right?
wait.
This is
This
second
is not
Thursday.
right. No.
This is not right.
No, this is the first week of April. We're into the second week for our meeting. Yep.
Because I thought maybe that was the one that Bill was wanting to change.
No, it would be the 11th
Yeah.
and the 13th. Yeah, our next bill signing agenda is April 11th. Our next regularly scheduled town board meeting is April 13th. There will be that special meeting that I'm calling, and it is not a town board meeting per se. It's just a informational meeting on April 5th at 7 p.m.
Howard, do you realize planning board meeting is that night?
April 5th?
First Wednesday of every
It's on the calendar for April 11th.
First Wednesday of every month.
Well, I guess you'll be meeting down at the end of the hall because,
First Wednesday's the 5th.
yeah, it was on the calendar as the 11th. That's why I scheduled it for the 5th. Otherwise, I would have previously scheduled it for the 11th, but I can't go back and tell 36 legislators that we're gonna call it off and reschedule it.
Howard, I'm not sure, should we vote on it to, say that we need a traffic impact analysis to review seeker, or can we just, notify, Penny Easton that we need that
I don't
in
think we
order
need
to
to,
review?
I think we just notify, we did tell her tonight, I think we just notify her that that's a requirement, and let her take it from there. Yeah. And I'll do that. I'll make a note to do that.
Because we can't really review the seeker without that, and so we can't act on the zone change, request
Mm-hmm.
one way or the other without seeker.
Okay, I will do that. Okay, are there any other meetings that anyone knows of? that-
I want to know, in June, I got an opportunity, my wife and I get to go to Germany for 3 weeks, and I won't be here for the June 8th meeting. It's also the night of the county, one of the meetings that the county holds for the public in the evening.
Mhm.
And last year, we postponed that meeting for that night. I was wondering, with advance notice in some way, if you want me to be here for a town board meeting, if we could change the meeting night somehow.
What do you want to change it to, Bill?
What's your suggestion?
Week before or week after?
We're going to be gone from the 3rd until the 20th.
So you'd like it the 1st?
If you could, I know, how you'd want to do it.
The first would be
Thursday
fine.
night.
Yeah, the 1st I prefer,
I much prefer, because I have another meeting I cannot miss on the 15th. So the first is fine with me, if it's fine with everybody else.
Isn't that DA night?
Yes, yes, yes.
is it DA night?
First Thursday of the month, DA night.
That presents a problem. Well, there's nothing that says we have to have it on a Thursday night, actually. It could
Well, you
be-
still have majority of the board, you know, I just want to let you know.
Right, I know, but we would like to accommodate you. I mean, I don't know what kind of issue is going to be coming up, and if it's something you'd like to be here for,
We could do it the 22nd. Is that, Bill, how's the 22nd?
22nd of May?
Of
Of
June?
Yeah, that-
Then we're going almost 2 months without a meeting.
Well, no, you have May and,
You got your bills, too.
Yeah, we got bills to
Get the
sign and so on.
Well, how much
Can I sign
space
the-
do they take up at DA night? Is that as big as a regular court night?
Can we,
oh, it's
Or is
bigger.
it worse?
You're going to have a lot
It's
of
worse, you're gonna have
people out in the
attorneys
hall,
and
and,
everything
yeah,
else.
the attorneys using the conference room.
Claudia?
Bill, why don't we discuss this in the next few weeks here, and we can make a decision at our next meeting anyway.
Yeah.
It's not, doesn't have to be done tonight, but at least we're aware that Bill would like to have it changed. Okay, Jim?
Move to adjourn.
Barbie, hold counsel.
Aye.
Officer Swire,
Aye.
Warden, Supervisor Brooks.
Aye.
Sure what you were gonna ask.